Okay, let's just start by saying forget everything you think you know about cars. Seriously, we are right in the middle of a revolution that's changing not just what we drive, but how we drive. And maybe even if we'll be the ones in control anymore, this is the future of the car, and trust me, it is happening way faster than you can imagine.
So let's dive right in with the biggest question on everyone's mind. Are electric cars really, truly taking over for good, or is this all just a bunch of hype? You hear a lot of noise from both sides, right? But to get to the real answer, you've got to follow the numbers.
And I mean, just look at this. A decade ago, back in 2014, EVs were basically a rounding error, less than 0.5% of the entire market. It was nothing. Now, they've absolutely exploded to nearly 16%. That isn't just growth, people. That is a seismic shift.
And that percentage translates into a massive number of actual cars on the road. We're talking about 60 million EVs driving around the globe this year. But honestly, what's truly mind-boggling isn't just that number, it's the incredible speed at which we got here.
Yeah, this timeline, this tells the real story. This is not a gentle slope, it's a rocket launch. We're now selling more electric vehicles in a single year than existed on the entire planet just a few years ago. With over 20 million expected to be sold next year, this isn't some passing trend, it's an unstoppable wave.
Okay, so the numbers are crystal clear. The EV revolution is here. It's happening. But here's the catch. This wave isn't hitting every shore with the same amount of force. The global picture is actually a story of a few key players driving almost all of the change.
And this table just lays it all out perfectly. In China, EV sales are completely dominating, making up over half of all new cars sold. It's incredible. In Europe, it's a solid 20%, although that growth is starting to level off a bit. And in the US, the trend is definitely going up, but it's much more tied to shifting political winds and government policies.
Let me put it bluntly. When we talk about the global EV market, we are pretty much talking about China. An unbelievable 60 to 65% of all electric vehicles sold worldwide in 2024 were sold in China. It's not just a part of the market. For all intents and purposes, it is the market right now. So why the huge gap? Well, in China, you've got this perfect storm of aggressive government incentives, massive local production, and just total dominance over the battery supply chain. It's created an unstoppable force. Europe, on the other hand, is a more jumbled market with different levels of support, while the US market is just more sensitive to political changes and what consumers are feeling day to day. It all boils down to policy, economics, and infrastructure. But listen, the electric motor is just the beginning. The real revolution, the one that changes everything, isn't happening under the hood. It's happening in the driver's seat. We are moving from a world where we control the car to a world where the car controls itself. And that changes everything. And this is where the whole topic gets really personal. Just think about it for a second. Is your car just a metal box to get you from point A to point B? Or is it something more? For so many of us, the answer is a definite something more. You see, we're hurtling toward this fundamental conflict. On one side, you have the dream of the autonomous vehicle, a perfectly efficient, perfectly safe tool for getting around. On the other side, you've got a future where your car is basically your own personal subway car, a private metro where you're just along for the ride. And make no mistake, the industry's goal is crystal clear. The reason is simple and frankly, brutally logical. Over 90% of all traffic accidents are caused by human error. From a purely statistical point of view, we are the problem. But here's the thing that technology can't easily quantify or replace: the driving experience itself, that raw, emotional bond between a human and a machine. It's the feeling of control, the calculated risk, the sound of the engine, the push of acceleration. It's that unfiltered feeling of being completely in command.
So, if code and algorithms are taking control, what happens to our rules, our laws, our whole sense of personal responsibility? This is where it gets really complicated.
This one single question completely shatters our entire modern framework for traffic laws and insurance. I mean, if you're not steering,
and the car crashes, are you responsible? Is it the car company? The programmer who wrote the faulty code? The company that made the sensor? Our current system has no idea how to answer that. So new models are being cooked up. We could see a dual-layer system, where your personal insurance covers you when you drive, and the manufacturer's policy kicks in when the car is driving itself. Or it could just be treated like any other consumer product. If it fails, the manufacturer is liable. The most likely outcome, though, probably some super complex hybrid system where fault is assigned based on a whole new set of rules we haven't even written yet. And this leads us to an even more provocative, almost unthinkable idea. Maybe we're asking the wrong question entirely. What if autonomous cars become so safe and so efficient that human driving is eventually considered too dangerous and unpredictable to even be allowed in most places? We could easily see a future that's divided into two different zones. You'd have these autonomous-only zones, think hyper-efficient city centers and major highways, where manual driving would be strictly forbidden. But driving for pleasure wouldn't disappear. No, it would just be moved to designated manual permitted zones, like rural roads or purpose-built driving parks. It would become a hobby, a lot like horseback riding is today.
The big shift might not even come from an outright legal ban. It could just be economic. Imagine if the insurance premium to drive your car manually becomes 10 or 20 times higher than letting the car drive itself. At that point, is it really a choice anymore? Or is it a mandate for most people in all but name?
So, what does the car really mean to you? Is it just a tool to get around? Or is it a symbol of freedom? And what is it going to mean to a generation that might never even experience the feeling of being fully and completely in control behind the wheel? That's something to think about.